Good morning. Today for our daily mass readings, we're given a excerpt from the book of Genesis right after the creation, and it has a line that I think is very, very appropriate with how cold it is out. Right? I'm guessing that all of us are nice and bundled up, nice and warm, right? Tons of layers on in order to stay warm and comfortable. Well, the gospel ends up saying that Adam and Eve were in the garden together and that they were naked without shame. And we might think to ourselves, glad I'm not naked right now because it's cold out. But at the same time, too, I think a lot of us, right, when it says they're naked without shame, if we were around other people right now and we were naked, we'd be like, whoo, right? And we'd be trying to cover ourselves. And the reason why is we would be protecting ourselves. Because, right, when there's nakedness, the shame comes from instinctively sensing that people are looking at us and trying to get something from us. Right? There's a huge difference in life between using something and loving something. If I love someone or I love a cause, right, that there's something that I'm very passionate about and I love it, what that means is that I value it, I treasure it, and I am willing to go outside of myself and I'm willing to sacrifice to bring about good for that person or that cause or that thing, right? I am sacrificing for the sake of that thing. That's love. The exact opposite of love, what is it? So many people say hate. St. John Paul II said no. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is use. Using someone or using something simply for our own advantage, right? So not loving it, that you're not sacrificing it for its sake, but is taking something else and sacrificing its good for my own benefit. See how it's the exact opposite of love? And the thing is, unfortunately, sometimes we can use people. And that's why there's shame that can come with nakedness, right? Because if all of a sudden somebody's, naked, if you're standing there naked and you see somebody looking at you, you might suddenly feel used. That person is trying to seek you to fulfill something in themselves that they want to see, that they're willing to sacrifice your dignity in order for themselves to feel good, right? The problem with use when it comes to people is it doesn't look at us as a person and as who we are in our fullness. Adam and Eve were naked without shame because they knew that they were loved. They knew that they were whole. There was nothing to cover because they were already loved. They didn't have to fear being used because they were already loved by God. Sometimes we can feel that we aren't fully seen, that we aren't protected, that we aren't, just upheld in our dignity, that we aren't being loved because we forget that God loves us so much that we don't have to worry being used, that we are loved, that we're not just being taken from, but that we ourselves are being poured into, which of course is something that we all want. Right? So I think it could be really beautiful to reflect on why was it that they were naked without shame? Because they were whole, because they received God's love. They knew they were loved and provided for. I'm not advocating for anyone to not wear clothes at all. It's a beautiful thing. It's amazing. It's a gift. It's where we are, right? So make sure you stay nice and warm today. But I encourage you also to reflect on, do I know that I am loved? Do I receive that I am loved by the Lord? Receive that from the Lord, right? So you can live today knowing that you're loved without shame. God bless you.